Hello everyone, this is REMADE here, and today I have a brand new, sort of big thing going on. So, I'm sure that you will have read the title and thought to yourself, what the heck is this? You've already done this story, Phantom why are you doing it again? And there's a perfectly logical reason behind that. I have recently enlisted the help of somebody named Ark Skink, and they have a stunning Serpentious voice. And originally they had posted about how they had done an angel dust voice and they are welcome to do projects and whatnot and help people. And I'm like, this Serpentious voice that he also did was amazing. It was stellar. It was amazing. I could not in human words describe how good it was. So I decided to ask him, like, hey, would you be interested in potentially doing a story with me in voicing Serpentious? He said, of course, and we got to talking, and I gave him a Google Doc full of lines, and he knocked out all of the lines within like 5 minutes, and it was amazing. Before I started recording this, I looked at over every file and thought to myself, this is amazing. So that's why I'm doing this story again, and I really know that all of you will enjoy him. I'm going to be leaving a link to his Twitch streams because she streams on Twitch, and he also has a bunch of other friends. And what really surprised me is that he actually managed to do all of these lines despite having a really sore throat or hurt voice because of the fact that he was on Twitch screaming for a while. And I'm like, that's amazing that you could do that, just in general, because I'm not that gifted with voice acting. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to read a story. So without further ado, let's get started. You were busy sipping on some delicious tea that the egg boys made when Serpentious came into the kitchen, slithering up to you.
Why, hello there!
Good morning. He smirked at your stutter. He hissed slightly and slithered past you. He spoke with his back facing you.
Dearest, I think you really should try to be more bold.
Define bold.
Be more flirtatious, perhaps? Take a risk or two. Be confident!
Why? He smirked wider. He turned his head to face you.
You may be in hell, but you're still too innocent. You're too shy!
He said with a small laugh.
Mayhaps it could benefit you.
He winked and left you alone with your tea. You spent the whole day going about your daily routine, however. Serpentious and his words echoed in your mind. They sounded and taunted you even as you looked at him with the occasional glance. When the next day came, you did a fair amount of thinking before stepping out of your sleeping domain. When you finally devised a plan, you took in a deep breath before heading out to find Serpentious. When you found him, you saw him tinkering with an invention. He sensed your presence and looked up. He smirked again, speaking in a sly tone.
Hello there, my innocent little bay.
You glared at him, making your planned rebuttal. Serpentious, what will it take to be your poison? His heart stopped. He dropped the screwdriver he was holding. His eyes were wide. Without waiting for a response, you left the room with a scuttle. For the rest of the day, he and the Anchor Boys were looking at you, shocked. Serpentious didn't even say much to you for the rest of the evening. When it was time to head to bed, he went into the lab to say goodnight.
Oh, hello there.
At first, you didn't respond. You just went up to him and hugged him gently. Good night, Serpentious. You then left him alone once more. And now for a time skip. It was the second day of your little plan. You got up and went to make yourself something to eat.
Good morning!
You looked over your shoulder and smiled evilly. You grew nervous at the look on your face. You know, I love how you slither into my mind. You winked and went back to cooking your breakfast. Sir Pentious and even some of the egg boys' jaws hit the floor. You looked back at them and said with a small blush on your face, "You guys will catch flies if you keep that up." You winked, serving yourself breakfast, then leaving. For the rest of that day, you carried on without much of a care in the world. However, Sir Pentious was just lost in shock every time he saw you. He didn't even begin to think that you would take what he said seriously, especially to this point. Though, a sudden part of him felt like he liked it. He decided to see what else he would do to prove your point. And for a time skip. It is officially the first day of your flirtatious adventure. The day before you didn't unload the pickup line until it was at dinner. When you were done eating with Sir Pentious and the egg boys, you went to go clean your plate, but decided to drop the bomb on him. You know, Sir Pentious, you were so good at killing my heart with your vile poison. Today you decided to take it a tiny step forward. You decided to spritz on some fancy fragrance you bought somewhere. You then walked out and purposely walked up real close to Sir Pentious. You felt an extreme blush come as you said in a more risky pickup line, "I would love to be wrapped up in your constricting grasp." Before Sir Pentious could turn back, you bolted to the exit and into your room. While you laid in your bed, you were trying to decide whether you should be embarrassed or proud. You've stepped outside your comfort zone and felt it grow on you. But at the same time, you said an extremely suggestive pickup line. But you decided that you would use one more. But then you started to think about how to top that. But then it hit you. You felt the dark blush follow that thought. You scrambled to get out of your room. You then asked one of the egg boys where he was. He said he was in the lab. You thanked him and snuck quietly in. You then spoke when you were a few steps behind him. "I think I'd make a better top to your bottom than that head ever could." You felt embarrassed beyond belief. You couldn't for the afterlife of you believe that you said that. What made it all the more crazy was that you thought it was true. Sir Pentious froze. At first you wanted to run. Both of you even expected that you would. But your feet were planted into the ground. You sighed. Sir Pentious slowly grabbed your waist with his tail and pulled you closer. He smirked evilly as he said the next phrase.
"I think I'm starting to like this new side of yours."
You blushed darkly, attempting to break free. His grasp only tightened.
"I like it! Almost as much as I like you."
He then kissed you, sealing your fate. The end. For the love of God, go check out ArcSync because, like I said in the beginning of the video, he has a Twitch channel. Go check him out. This guy made this story come back to life better than ever. I really enjoyed making it at the time, and I consider it my best horrendous story probably ever, especially because I feel like I didn't do the two-part story very much justice. But I really enjoyed this story a lot. I always thought it was one of my favorites in the book. So I really do hope that all of you enjoyed it as much as I did because it was so fun. And meeting Ark's King, sorry, step up. But meeting him was such a joy because I finally have a voice actor on board with Sir Pentious, especially because Sir Pentious voice actors are kind of hard to come by. So it was nothing short of a miracle that I met him. So thank you so much, Arg, for doing this role and bringing it to fruition better than I ever could have imagined. And yeah, the next video will likely be the Dipper X-Raider story that I promised. Especially regarding the fact that I said I would post it, although I probably am a fool and maybe already posted it. I'm not sure. It's really late at night, so I'm not sure. But anyway, guys, thank you all so very much for watching. And as always, this is Phantom Rider, and I'll be seeing you all very soon. Bye-bye.